Hello, and welcome back to this episode of House of Tremere, episode 13. You will notice that the title for this episode on Twitch is Creep with a dash in the middle of it. That's because Twitch, I should say, didn't allow me to put creep in my title for some reason. Thanks, Twitch. Hello and welcome to my Vampire the Masquerade stream with my lovely cast of players and slash streamers who are excited to begin some great and dark and terribly tragic times. With that, why don't we start with an introduction of our players? This week, why don't we start off with the one, the only, the doctor with the moster, Dr. Quangle. Cyberbro, why don't you give us an intro? Try that again, would you? Because I forgot to unmute you.
Okay, no worries. Hi, I'm the Cyberbro, and I'll be reprising my role as Dr. Quentin Quangle. Awkward pause.
Wonderful. Up next, Hasib. Zach, why don't you give us an introduction?
Sure thing. I'm Zach, and it's time for Hasib time. He's back. He's at least 70% more sassy, and he's here discovering secrets that definitely won't land him in more hot water. But don't worry, friends and family are here, and we'll make it through because friendship and heart and love and something.
Very, very nice. With that, up next, Maruna. Ree, why don't you give us your intro?
I play Maruna, our sort of tarot reader, seer, should have been a Malkavian, but is a Tremere. And I am super excited to play today and see how this feeding goes, because we've never actually all fed together. So, yeah.
I'm sure it'll be an interesting time and nothing bad will happen at all.
Nothing bad ever happens here.
Speaking of nothing bad happening, Kess, Emily, why don't you give us your introduction?
I don't like how you said that. Like nothing bad will happen at all. That's terrifying. Hi, I'm Emily. I play Kess, who I'm convinced should have been a Toreador, but instead he's a very bad Tremere.
Fair enough. Up next, Geordie. Bob, why don't you give us your introduction?
Hey everybody, Taking Time Bob here. I'm playing the mid-level manager Jordy, who is just as angry as normal and more confused and hungry as well, which always helps vampires, I hear. So.
Oh yes. And I am your storyteller, Mark, aka the CatsMeow, and this is my stream series. I hope you are excited. I hope you've watched at least some of the previous episodes so you have some context. If not, we are happy, as well as we have many people in the chat who are happy to answer any question you may have. So if you're a first-time viewer, feel free to reach out, say hello, get involved. And we always appreciate someone who has joined our fold, or perhaps our vampiric brood. Nonetheless, I think we have enough that we can jump right in. With that, let's begin with some music. We watch as a radio splutters to life once more, and a familiar voice cuts through the static. Welcome back! Ooh. Almost forgot the most important part. Welcome back to Caligula's Countdown. I hope you're excited for what we're about to dive into. This week, we have a segment on strange ones. That's right. We've just made our way out of Monday Madness and found our way into the Tuesday Barilla. I hope you're excited for what's to come, because things are about to get weird. So, we've decided we got a new caller in. Or should I say a familiar caller. Good old Mike's back with a vengeance. But before we get into that, I just want to touch on a few things. We here at the station are always looking for people who have interesting stories. Things that verge on the weird and strange. So if you got one for us, why don't you call in? Give us a ring. And we'll be sure to air your story live on the radio waves for all the nightmares to hear. With that, let's go to our caller. Alright, Mike, you're live. What do you have to say? Mike? You there? I know where you live, Simon. You keep fucking around like this, someone's gonna find you. Okay, that was... Anyway, let's move into our next song, shall we? Next up is Creep by Radiohead. Enjoy the sounds of great music. Where's the fucking butt? Suddenly he is cut off. As the sound of Creep's Radiohead fades in, the sounds of the guitar scratching into a familiar and aching self-loathing. With that, who would like to lead this week's recap?
I can try, but I don't know how much I actually remember. So we came back to our friends in the car, which was Kess and Jordy. There was a gargoyle on top of it. Jordy rolled the car, and Kess cast something that made the gargoyle sensitive to all light. They then had to kind of get out of a situation with the cops, and they had to explain all of this to the group in the group meeting, and bring up the loveliness that was chatting with the sheriff and all of the issues with the prince. Team meeting was long but necessary. We chatted about what our goals were for the group. Cass really pushing for kill the gargoyle. Hasib started getting very sassy because we did not answer his phone calls. Jordy apologized to Hasib. Cass kind of apologized, but not really. We found out that Dr. Quangle could do something very fun when he tried to heal Kess, but said that he would need a ghoul for the skin that would be needed to fix that, to which Kess vehemently refused. Maruna had a vision, and Ree, you're going to have to help me. Maruna had a vision about a star, correct?
There was a star. That star is something that I've been seeing for a while, actually. The thing that was unique about this particular vision was the lady with the black dress was in it. And she told me to follow the moon. Basically, find the last daughter of Eve, who is also probably the same person that Fox has asked me to kidnap. I'm sorry, I bring to his apartment
No, kidnap is
for
correct.
innocent reasons.
And there's a little bit about the Dark Father is coming to do something to everyone. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably not good stuff, but you know.
No. Marina took an ag damage for that. And then we had a general discussion that everyone needed food because we're all starving, because none of us have tackled that issue yet, except Jordy, who tried and then immediately used it to heal the wounds that he gained getting it. So the general plan was everybody's going out together. And we were going to start dealing with issues in a list. We also decided we are not helping the Sabbat get the power at all. We are doing it for ourselves, but we may or may not need to pull the cam in. There was also the debate on whether or not we stay with the cam or go with the anarchs. It seems we're staying cam for now, at least. Jordy says we have to start following rules, though. That was my very, very trashy. Yeah, somebody else, please save me.
Well, and then there was a little discussion about gargoyles and how we are to treat gargoyles, if we are going to destroy them or give the prince of the Camarilla notice that they exist and have them make the decision. Granted, the prince is currently missing. Mystery. And then towards the end of the session, Hasib and Michael, with Michael's great assistance in the library, were finally completed the ritual to unlock the old regent's protected and warded chest, which had a couple things. Had a I think it was a rose petal that was all desiccated and dried up. It had a scroll case, and I believe that was it.
I would like to clarify, you do not know if it was a rose petal. It was simply the petal of a red flower.
Okay. Red flower. We do have a plant expert. Maybe Hasib can consult. But anyway, as Hasib got cut by the dried flower, the blood fell onto the nameless book we have. It started talking to him about trust in the clan. It needs the key. Don't fall for the trick inside. You complete the ritual. Things that books normally tell you. And I think perhaps the flower petal touched some blood or somehow is connected to the book. It's kind of, but it came back to its natural, vibrant, and almost alive self. And we broke the session on us, or Hasib, the curious cat with 9 lives, certainly, opening up the scroll case.
All right then.
Mark,
With that,
okay. I'm just getting some kind of weird feedback from your mic there. I don't know what's going on, but it's lighting up your camera, just so you know.
Is it coming through the
It's lighting
sound?
up like you sound fine, like it's not going through the wrong audio, but there's some kind of weird like background filler noise. Just wanted to give you a heads up.
Do you have a fan on?
No. Unless it's picking up my computer.
It was just sporadic. I don't hear it now, so I don't know.
It's gone now.
Okay.
I just leave it.
I'll keep an eye out for it. All right then. With that, we can begin. As we focus in on Hasib, as he has unraveled the ancient parchment that this ritual has been written on. We begin to see what has been written. In blood, deep red at the top of the page, are the words Vitae ex nihilo. Life from nothing. And you see words written under it that says, to devour divinity, we must first find it. Underneath is a date and a name. The date is 10/22. The name is Tremere. In your hands you hold a ritual penned by Tremere himself.
Hasib does not. He kind of can't believe it. I mean, clearly we're called Clan Tremere, but he's never actually seen any direct text. Is it signed like Tremere, like it's a signature, or is it just
Essentially, yes.
like a?
It's signed.
Okay. Hasib just mouth open, stutters a little bit. Michael, we may have stumbled across something. It is entirely over our heads. As he looks over the ritual, if it's penned here, does it look like super complex? I mean, the words that you said were there, but as far as the actual ritual, they're like overwhelming.
Oh yes. It requires 7 participants. It requires what is simply noted as the Seed of Eden. It requires 7 gallons of vitae. And it requires a powerful vessel at which to bind the soul of the one who wishes to become the focus for the ritual.
Does it mention what happens to this vessel?
The vessel is destroyed and is taken over by the one whose essence is placed within it.
And the vessel has to be a person, or is it?
It doesn't specify.
Doesn't specify. Oh boy, Hasib is already jotting down notes on his in his notepad. He's gonna slowly roll it back up and put it back into the casing. He does not even trust himself touching it anymore.
It literally looks like this piece of paper, it's only being held together by some ancient ritual that has been cast upon it. And it looks like it could crumble to dust in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, Hasib, I mean, he doesn't have to breathe, but he's making sure he does not exhale in any way to put any more force on this as he gently pulls it back up. And is going to put it back in, and he looks over to Michael very slowly, as if too much motion would actually cause everything to explode. I think we need to make a call. This is quite important. We have a lot to prepare, I think, and we need to get the seed. That is going to be difficult. Right. To the phone. And Hasib is going to close back the box back up, and he's going to hunt down wherever we keep the phone in here. There's probably not one in the library, but
I think with that, as we see Hasib run off to find a phone, we're going to cut to the rest of everyone as they make their way out for the night to begin their hunt. With that, where do we find them? Who is beginning? Who is the first leading this hunt for blood on this night?
You know what? I think Jordy, on purpose, since it didn't work out last time, and he kind of, he observed Quangle's passivity in that fight, and he's going to delegate this one to Quangle. Quangle is our master of the hunt tonight, complete with title.
Oh, wait, title too. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Quangle perks up at the notion of a title. He's that type of guy. Well, I suppose if I am to be master of the hunt, I will be. But Quangle will consult a map of their territory if we have one, to make sure that we're within the territory, and if we find a secluded spot where not too many people frequent, but just enough so that everyone can eat.
Right.
Yes,
Intelligence
Cass.
streetwise. Difficulty of 6, because you're hunting within your own territory.
General out of character note, Cass would have grabbed flashlights for everybody.
Alright.
The highest power flashlights we have.
I'm also wondering if I can in any way my insight or whatever to assist in this. Or craft the plans.
Gonna say no. Not in this case. You already called upon your insight for some valuable information. Ones don't count because there is no supernatural aspect to this, so it is just a 10. Which reminds me, all of you need to roll a d10. Oh boy!
I didn't
We're
like
gonna
that
have fun
reaction,
tonight.
Mark.
We're gonna have fun
Stop it.
tonight.
Can I also help look or no? He's not going to tell anyone he's helping. He's just going to look.
Sure, intelligence, streetwise.
oh, you guys think you're on the hunt, huh? That's funny.
I also need one from you, Hasib, a d10.
Oh. Here we go. Let's get a 1.
3 successes.
Oh.
Alright. 3 successes. Alright, so you are kind of looking over Dr. Quangle's shoulder as he's got the map out and he's drawing up some plans. And you see that he's missed some key areas where they would be secluded and there would be enough people that would go by to be able to feed you guys. It seems like he's focusing more on the secluded areas where there are less people.
He's going to pull out a Sharpie from his pocket. And then he's just going to reach over with the Sharpie and circle the areas where people congregate, but would be secluded enough to feed.
Mr. Price, I was using a pencil, so we do not permanently mark the map. Now I have to order a new one. Your help is appreciated. As always.
Anytime.
Talk to Quagle, not to make it worse. You don't order a new one, you have to make a new one.
I misspoke, Mr. Price. I have to make a new one. This takes time. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Glad to be of service. And he's gonna go back to the edge of the group.
Well, hunt here. He points to the circle where Kess marked on the map.
All right then.
Is there anything that you all look for in particular? Are you picky?
Generally, I look for people in decent enough health. I don't want to add to the woes of the sick and infirm. That's me personally. Anyone else?
I'm not picky, but I have somewhere to stop on the way back.
I'd be happy to go with you.
I'm pretty sure everyone's going, and so it's fine.
Sorry.
It's alright, it's just my existence.
Let's get on with it, anyways.
Yes, sir.
We'll roll up the map and put it in the discard pile. As now I have to make another one. And he opens the door.
With that, you all head off into the night. Do you use a car for transport or do you walk?
I don't think we still have the Tremere mobile, don't we?
We do still have the Tremere mobile.
Yeah.
Jordy
You
will
don't have
drive
your
that.
car, but you do have the Tremere mobile.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has a
It still
broken
has a
window.
broken-
It does have a
window.
broken window. The window's broken.
We
out.
didn't tell Jordy. We didn't tell the others how it got broken or where we were, though. I don't think.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Jody, you
it's
go up to the
shattered.
driver's seat and you look up and the window is shattered.
Is there glass on the inside?
Yeah, there probably would be
We
still
can clean
bits.
up.
Yeah, under the seat.
Someone tell me this is new.
I could, but I'd be lying. And I think we said no lying.
Well, don't worry, Jordy. I'm sure we can take the Sentra. Where's your Nissan Sentra?
I think Cats
Oh,
covers his
yes.
mouth and has to face the opposite direction.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, with that, Jordy gets inside.
Just gonna get in the car.
We're just also gonna get in
Some
the
of us just
car.
get in the car.
It's not looking good.
Just don't look at anyone. Sit in the back seat. Mom and Dad are fighting.
Quangle's going to sit in the back seat.
I'll go and pat. Fine, I'll ride shotgun.
All right. With that,
And
I
as
would
the car goes to start, he says, "And Dr. Quengle, I drove a Dodge Stratus." And with that, he's gonna start driving.
Yeah. The Stratus.
Dodge Stratus. With that, Dr. Quangle, as you're leading the hunt, I'd like you to roll me a d10. Tell me high or low before you roll.
Hi. Heart of the cards.
Are the cards? Dang it.
No, no. What is this?
Cartadas.
All right.
This never happens to me. Oh.
With that, you guys begin to drive off and eventually arrive at your location. The reason why it's such a good location is because this is where a club is. A bar that is known as... Bar is called El Dorado. The City of Gold.
Aw, Hissy would love this. I think Hesh just gets out of the car.
Yep. Quangle get out the car.
Jordy will as well, And I'll lock the doors even though the window's wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marina will get out as well and kind of start to look around.
All right,
Specifically
everyone, we're going
here.
into a club. I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
we're going into a club, so make sure, Marina, you're up front with Kess. Jordy, you're going to be in between me, Maruna, and Kess. Because his reasoning behind that is the bouncer's going to let Maruna and Kess in because they have like a trendy look to them. Jordy does not, so he has to kind of be in
We're
between. And
sandwiching Jordy in the
back.
middle of the group to get him in the bar.
Yes,
Marina and Kess look like they somewhat belong there.
exactly.
Jordy looks the least like he belongs there.
It's true.
I will say specifically, there are very much two places you can feed when it comes to this location. You can go into the alleyway where there looks to be a lot of drunk people that are either, you know, collapsed on the side or throwing up in a bin. You could also go into the main place itself to feed. It's up to you to decide which direction you'd like to go.
Go into the club. Probably
Yeah.
not gonna take advantage of people who are throwing up drunk.
Also, they're gonna get us drunk.
Yeah, I'll
Fair,
go
yeah.
into the club.
Yeah, we're going in the club. We can't be
All right.
drunk.
Not right now.
Yeah.
We want to be, we can't.
Yeah.
All right, then. You guys arrive at the front, and there is a bouncer with a clipboard as he looks up and go, names?
I hand him my ID. Cass Price.
I see your ID. All right, you can go on.
They're with me.
Looks over at all of you. You three can go in. He stays as he points to Geordie.
Damn it! Oh, okay, give me. I need to look at the thing.
And why is that?
Oh,
Too
shit.
many dudes.
Cass is gonna lean in. I mean, one more good-looking guy, does it really matter?
Make a manipulation subterfuge.
Alright. So here's a question for you. Do I get anything for the name? As far as helping with the role or no?
For your fame?
It's
No.
fine if not. No.
No.
Okay.
This guy doesn't know who you are.
Yeah. What's the difficulty?
Difficulty will be 7.
7. No. Wound penalty applies, yeah?
Yes, it would.
I have something I can do to help either before or after. Up to you. Just let me know.
Whatever you want to do to help. Does it help the roll? Or should I stop the rolly thing?
That's up to Mark.
I don't think it would help the roll.
Okay, then go ahead.
Okay.
I don't think Jordy's gonna.
Successes, Jesus Christ.
Let me know, Mark, if there's any moment that this lingers, Jordy's going to escalate.
Okay, that
He's
makes
hungry
sense.
and he's
I think Kess, with 5 successes, he kind of looks over at you and goes, "Alright, you guys can go in."
Thank you. And he kind of puts out his hand to shake for the bouncer. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
He puts his hand out to shake your hand. And then he does, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, whatever, go in." He clearly looked like he thought you were trying to bribe him.
Remind me to give this man a tip on our way out. Jesus. Yeah, I'll go in.
Jordy will walk by him, but he locks eyes with him as he goes.
Looks eyes with you and very much that kind of that. I see you.
Yeah, and he'll keep going.
With that, you guys step into the club. Stepping into like what is like a dark hallway to start with before it finally opens up into the club itself. Let's see if I have some appropriate music for this.
What? Clubs aren't playing smooth jazz these days?
No, they're not. Look at this
Yeah,
one.
what do we got? Backstreet Boys,
No, that's not it.
1999.
No, not this one. Nope, not this one. Well, I don't think I have the music for it at the moment. Just imagine there's some music that fits the theme. While I attempt to find some. Let's put this on for the moment. Nope, too heavy. Yeah, no. All right, let's do this one. As you guys step into, the atmosphere is heavy. The lights are bright. Yet, everything is enshadowed. Things go on in the background that are best hidden from sight, which is not unusual for kindred kind. You may or may not be the only ones here, but there's only one way to find out. Who would like to hunt first and describe how their hunting style?
I can go first. No problem. I think for hunting style, Quangle would go to the bathroom and find someone who's in the bathroom. Find them at their weakest.
All right. I don't know if this works. Probably not. Probably a little too early. Alright then, refocusing on Quangle as he steps his way through the club. Eventually making his way over to the restroom area and opening the door. As you do, you see one of the bathroom stall doors is open and a man is face down in a toilet. While another man is over at one of the mirrors as he is sniffing something off his finger while he looks in the mirror.
Okay. I see the guy face down in the toilet. That's my target. So the guy sniffing something in the mirror. Let's see. A good lie. Oh, okay. If he's sniffing something, I'd probably walk up to him, like kind of stand, because he's just in the mirror. He's not at a urinal or anything, right?
No, he's just at the mirror, like where the sink is.
Okay, where the sink is. Okay, so I'd walk up to him and I'd nudge him a little bit, like, hey man, just kind of making that introduction, and nice. Quangle says, nice. Just letting you know, outside at the bar, their group's really partying really hard, and well, they're just giving that stuff away. Just letting you know.
Manipulation subterfuge. Difficulty 5.
Okay.
4 successes. So there's no supernatural aspect to this. Alright then. He looks at you for a moment and then goes, "Alright, man. You know I liked you, you're a cool guy." He's gonna like pokes you on the shoulder. Alright.
Yeah. I
See
give
you
him
out
the
there,
nod.
man.
All right.
He leaves the bathroom, leaving you and the drunk guy alone.
Cool. Yeah. And if I'm in the bathroom by myself, I walk into the stall behind the guy who's face down in the toilet, and I close the stall behind us and feed.
Alright then. As you pick him up, you can see there's like a bit of vomit on his like on his chin. And there's vomit in the toilet that has not been flushed. It stinks like a mix of cranberries and alcohol. It's a pungent mix. However, that does not bother you, as well, you don't have contents in his stomach to hurl anymore. As you pull him back and extend your fangs and bite down into his neck. How many points of blood do you take?
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna check and see how many points of blood that I have. And this is just me being new to the setting. How many points is it dangerous for the other person? Like, I don't want to kill this guy, but
Well, think of it like this. A human has 7 points of health, but they have 10 points of blood. For each point of blood you take, it deals 1 point of damage to them. If you take 7, they're dead. If you take 3, they're injured. If you take 2, they're bruised. And if you take 6, they're crippled.
okay, I'll take 5 then. Get myself
Okay.
back up to full.
So he is severely woozy and may need medical attention. But he's probably going to survive.
Okay, he's probably fine. Yep, and
What was your blood at before you fed? Actually, what
Before I
percentage were
fed,
you at?
my blood was at
50%?
50%. Yeah.
Okay, self-control roll. Difficulty 6.
Okay, self-control. Is that willpower?
No, it's just one of your virtues. If you click on your token, there should be roll willpower, pass virtues. Click on that.
Okay.
And it'll be one of the trade
self-control,
options.
yeah. Gotcha. Difficulty 6. Okay.
Butcher's alive for this one. 2 successes. You feel the beast rise. It wants more. More blood, and it doesn't care where you get it. However, you manage to pull back before completely losing yourself to the hunger and draining this man dry. He collapses unconscious onto the ground of the bathroom. He's looking a little pale.
Okay. I make sure to sit him up so if he does throw up again, he doesn't throw up and drown in his own throw up. I'll look down at him and Quango will say, "You're going to need medical attention." And then he walks away.
He's completely out of it. That just quite as you begin to make your way out. Roll me your stamina plus any fortitude you may have at difficulty 7.
Okay. Stamina. And you said any fortitude I have.
It's a discipline. If you'd either have it or you don't have it. I don't think you do, because it wouldn't be inclined for you guys.
So this would be. It wouldn't be. It would be in roll dice then.
Yeah, it'd just be
Roll dice,
just be rolling
stamina.
stamina.
Okay, so I'll just pick something that I'm zeroing. Let's say brawl. Modifier. No. 7.
Oh, you can also do soak. Is the same roll.
Oh, soak. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Add stamina. Yes. Fortitude. No, I don't think I have fortitude. 4, 5, 7. Part of the cards. Huh.
Dr. Quangle, as you begin to get up, you start to feel a little woozy.
Okay.
You think the person you may have fed off of might have not just been drunk. You think he might have been drugged.
Quangle
So
will
things
say
are
to
about to get
himself,
very interesting for you.
yeah.
Go ahead, you were saying something.
Oh, Quangle will just say to himself, ooh, and kind of smile a little bit. Like, we're outside.
Alright then. With that, let's move on to another member of the clan. Who else is feeding? And how are they going about it?
I can go.
Alright.
So Maruna's strategy is to look for someone who looks lonely and needs someone to talk to because she's a
Alright,
good
then.
listener. So she's gonna
No, not
yeah.
really. Yeah. Make a perception empathy.
Okay.
No, we'll go back to dubstep. Do you have all specs? Out of curiosity.
Yes.
You can use all specs for this, so you can lower the difficulty, but do know Botch is alive.
Okay. So what would that make the difficulty?
Difficulty would be 7, so it'd take it down to 6.
Okay.
Two successes. You find exactly what you're looking for. Someone all on their own. Sitting sadly with a drink in front of them that's only half drunk. Out of curiosity, are you looking for a male or female?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. In that case... roll me a d10.
Yeah. That is 3.
Odds. Alright. There is a woman who is sitting all alone. You see that she
I'll go
seems to be
down.
looking over to another group of women that are dancing with some men and kind of being really ruckus and drunk, and she's just kind of sitting there quietly.
I'll go over and kind of I'll look at them and I'll look at her and say, "Hey, mind if I take a seat?"
Oh, no, go ahead.
Thanks. Long night.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm Maruna, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Name's Elizabeth. My friends just call me Liz.
Liz. Good to meet you. You're not feeling well? You don't mind me asking? Are those your friends over there?
Oh, yeah, they're just, I think they, started a little earlier than I did. I'm just not really feeling it tonight.
Yeah, I can see that. I understand. You know, I kind of got dragged out here tonight too by my friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, glad to see that I am in good company.
Yeah. I am too then.
Yeah. Hey, I don't mean to sorry if this comes across as too much, but are you sure you're all right?
Make a either charisma empathy or manipulation empathy.
Yeah, gonna do charisma.
This will be standard difficulty. Difficulty 6.
7, 6. Oh, 6. Okay.
Yeah, difficulty 6. She is like putty in your hands.
Cool.
She begins to unload on you all of her problems, like how, you know, at work she's not being appreciated for all the hard work she does. She feels like she's being ignored, looked down upon. She's trying really hard to do well on this new project for the company, but it just feels like there's problems that just keep popping up every now and again. And then she starts, you know, kind of having a few drinks while she's talking, and she's, you know, talking about how her boss is kind of an asshole. And they, you know, they say like, you know, he's always been real weird and kind of creepy, and you know, he's seems to be like, they often wonder if he's like targeting some of the people who work for the company, because like every once in a while he'd take them out for like dinner and then they wouldn't see them for a while. But HR's not looking into it, and the company says not to worry about it, blah 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 blah. And she just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's just like that's how men get away with everything. That kind of thing. So she just, yeah, she listens for a while. She's also gonna make sure that if she's drinking alcohol, she's gonna make sure that she's also drinking water.
Yeah.
Both for her own sake and also so that if she drinks from her, she's not like high alcohol blood concentration. And then she'd basically wait for like probably when the woman had to go, probably she'd go to the bathroom with her and try to feed from her there.
That's easy enough.
Yeah.
How much blood
Probably
do you
when
take?
they're like hugging. She'd only take 2 points of blood. She's not going to do more than bruise.
All right. As you do, well, actually, what's your blood at before this? Are you at half? Are you at 25%? Or a third, I should say?
I'm at 1, 2. So I have my total blood pool is, my max is 10. I have 1, 2, 3, 6.
Okay, so you're fine.
Okay.
So you take 2 points of blood. Yeah, that's your blood pool.
Yeah. Cool.
And as you do, she seems kind of listless and a little out of it, as the kiss clouds her kind of memories of events.
Yeah, and I'll help her back to where she's sitting and probably leave her like a nice little note for when she like wakes up with like something motivational on it.
All right. Sounds good. With that, who would like to do the next hunting tale?
I guess it's me. So Cass is looking for one like his group of people. So we're looking for like the alt gothy kind of group is who he's looking for. And he'll kind of gravitate towards them. He's ideally looking for someone who does not seem like they are consuming alcohol or drugs to the extent of everybody else.
Okay.
And or like, yeah.
In that case, why don't you give us a perception and Investigation. Difficulty 6, as this is your crowd.
Yeah. 3 successes.
Alright, 3 successes. You find your perfect target. Someone from the gothy alt crowd. You know, jet black hair, pale face, dark makeup around the eyes. And you kind of find yourself having an interesting conversation about what does Kess talk about? What is Kess's go-to?
Kess's go-to is occult, like dark occult kind of stuff. Like he'll kind of lean into like the mystic aspect of it, and so he'll kind of lean into that. He flirts a little bit to see if it's received or not.
It is. And it's they seem very partial to this topic and kind of goes into it a little themselves. So they talk about how they've been listening to a radio station called Caligula's Countdown. They think the disc jockey's an asshole, but yeah, and thinks it's kind of funny that he's being messed with.
Oh yeah. So he'll kind of continue that. He'll offer them a smoke out in the alley, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If
Which
they
they
want
do.
to partake.
They do.
All right, and you know, he'll feed in the alley, but he's going to do it in a way that it's like we're at a club and we're making out at a club.
Yeah.
And then he's only ideally going to take 2.
Okay. What is your blood point? What's your blood level at?
5.
That sounds like less than 50%.
That sounds like exactly 50%.
It sounds like you need to make me a self-control roll.
It sure does, doesn't it?
Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. Two successes.
2 successes. You managed to feel the feeling of the beast rising, demanding more blood, but you hold off. After all, you are the master of your beast.
Is this a guy or a girl?
Roll me a d10.
Okay.
Even male, odds female.
9.
Odds. It's a woman.
Alright, he exchanges numbers with her
Alright.
before he leaves. And he won't leave. He'll still hang out with like their group, whatever, until the rest of them he sees people kind of moving towards the door.
Alright. Up next then. Geordie. How do you feed?
Yeah, so Jordy's got a plan. He's going to go and find one of the servers that's walking by.
Alright. You managed to find one of them.
I'm a bit late. I'm looking for a group. They're probably in bottle service. So he's dressed up. We've described that he doesn't really have a dress down. So his dress down is like high-end jeans, maybe, instead of slacks. That's probably it. Like that's probably how he dresses down. Yeah.
Lucy goes, oh, of course, sir. Do you have the name for it? The group.
You don't need the name. He looks at her. Specifically intimidating her, not like threatening, but like that era of command kind of thing.
Manipulation. I'm going to say intimidation in this case, rather than leadership.
Can I use my specialization position of authority?
I will allow it. Because this person does not know that you do not have a position of authority in this case. Yeah, roll for Dom.
Any difficulty raise?
This will be difficulty. I'm gonna say 7 because I don't know who you are. They don't recognize your face. But you're acting like you're someone who's important, so they might just let you go. Yeah, 3 successes.
3 successes because of the specialization.
She looks at you and goes, "Oh, of course, sir. Just this way, please." That you make your way over to an area where you see there's like these big doors where there's a very tall, muscular man, clearly a bouncer, that stands there. And he looks at you and looks at the waitress and goes, "What?" She goes, "He needs to be up there. He's one of the VIPs." He looks at her and then looks at you. He just kind of shrugs, opens the door. And with that, she leads you through.
All right. What does he observe up here? As we kind
As you
of
make your way
go up.
upstairs, you see there's a lot of like golden iconography. You see like these kind of like statues that look like gold, but they're probably not really gold. And there's a lot of symbols of like suns and these kind of almost Aztec designs. Very Latin American. Eventually you make your way up to the top and you see there is this big picture of a large Aztec-like dragon. Or one could call it a serpent.
Yeah. Does this ring any bells with me anywhere? A cult, maybe? Something?
Intelligence occult. This will be difficulty 8.
That's,
One success? No. Not particularly. I think you're like... You probably have heard of the legend of El Dorado. It was probably, you know, this story of a city of gold that existed in America, or in South America, I should say. Most people believe it to be a myth. So, this is probably just a cool title that they use, you know, a cool name that, you know, they use for this club that the owner thought was neat.
okay. Yeah, this looks more faux occult than real occult
Oh yeah, 100%.
to Jordy.
Nothing
Okay.
about this seems real. It doesn't seem like it.
Okay.
Yeah. You also, yeah,
Right, yeah.
probably for an academic, you see they're mixing a lot of things from different cultures that don't exist around the same. Like there's like some depictions of like Spaniards that are very much, you know, supposedly the people that raided and killed a lot of people in El Dorado. So it's just a mix of these kind of cultural mashups of Latin America.
Okay, and does it look like one big group, or is it just like an interspersed area of multiple groups?
There looks to be
kind
an
of
interspersed area
sitting
with
down?
multiple groups. There's like some areas that have like cordoned off, and there's some areas in the main foyer area that are just people off on their sides. On these like rambles.
Yeah, so I think he's gonna look for an opportunity to mingle with someone. It doesn't matter necessarily. They're just looking for the right social opportunity to
I
slide
think that
in.
works. Well, you already made your success for your hunting roll, so you managed to slide in pretty easily, as they just assume you're supposed to be here. I mean, you managed to get all the way up here, so probably. So you find yourself mingling with a group of high risers, probably a few people that are in some nondescript business, but are, you know, what would be the term? Company men? I think company men's the right term.
Okay.
People in very nice suits and very expensive watches and things like that, enjoying a night out with people that are probably not their wives.
Right. Yeah, I think he's going to try to find himself in situations one-on-one with people, making small talk about either politics or work or whatever white-collar people do. I think the intention here, Mark, is over like an hour to end up like making out with like 3 of them in a way that he ends up with feeding on 3 is the intention.
In that
For
case, I'm
small
going to
amounts.
need an additional roll. I
Yeah.
need you to make me a. I think this will be a charisma and leadership.
Difficulty.
This will be difficulty 7. Ooh. I think with this, as we see you going around, you manage to get time with one person and you take the time to feed off of them. But there's just not an opportunity where you find multiple individuals to feed off of.
Okay.
So how much blood would you take?
2.
All right. And what's your blood at before that? Are you at half or 3 or a quarter?
What's max again for 9th? I lost track of that.
Hold on.
It's not 10. How did that reset? I had
It's
that
higher
set
than 10.
before. Is it 14?
I believe it's 14.
Yeah.
I have 5 right now.
Okay. What percentage of that? That's less than half. Is it less than a third?
Close, but no.
No, okay. In that case, self-control roll, difficulty 6. It's about a third? I'll call it difficulty 7 then.
You say difficulty 7?
Difficulty 7, yeah. Things are about
Would
to
have been
get
3.
messy.
Oh.
Now, you can spend a point of willpower to hold off the frenzy for a round. Or you can ride it out.
Yeah, he'll spend a point of willpower.
Okay. With that, you manage to take your 2 points of blood, and then the beast decides it wants more, and it pushes you further into the depths of the animalistic desire for blood. However, you spend a point of willpower to focus yourself and forcibly pull yourself back. Your fangs still slightly extended, as we see there's a trickle of blood on the wound. At this point, you hear a voice from behind you. Now you... I don't think you were invited.
I'm gonna turn quickly. Jordy turns and looks at him.
You look around to see a man who is shirtless. And he has what looks to be the large tattoo of a serpent on his chest. He smiles at you. You see there's a glint of fangs as a serpentine tongue flickers through his lips.
Do I know what this is?
Make an intelligence occult, difficulty 7. This is more to determine how much you know. You would know this is a setite. Yeah. This is a setite, also known as the followers of Set. They are creatures of debauchery and sin. They are also not exactly on friendly terms with the Tremere. It seems you have quite literally stumbled into a viper's nest.
Sounds about right. On our territory, no less.
Oh yeah.
All right. He's gonna look back at him. Actually, no, he's not. If he knows what this is, he diverts his eyes. Sorry, I didn't know you set up nests in our territory.
Oh, please. We prefer to call it a temple. But don't worry. I didn't say it was an issue that you were here. In fact, you should have just asked. We could have provided all your desires for you.
No thanks, not looking for serpent favors.
Oh, come now. Everybody needs a little help from their friends from time to time.
I'll be sure to let my friends know that.
In that case, I suggest you leave. This area isn't for those uninvited.
Very well. Just know that this nest is going to be gone very soon.
You can try. What is it they say? Cut off the head of the serpent. 2 more appear. I find it's better just to leave, let one lie in peace. Besides, we can be helpful to each other.
I bet.
Why don't you think on it? And if you change your mind, you put something in front of your face. It looks to be a card. Why don't you give us a call?
I'll take the card. I'll walk out.
Oh, and tell Quentin we say hello.
I'll be sure to do just that.
We watch as he grins and his eyes flash to those of a serpent's eyes before returning to normal. And he turns around, disappearing into the scene. With that, we return back to you all arriving back together.
How's everyone feeling?
Good. I just
Mark-
need have to. Sorry.
Sorry. To specify, what type of drunk am I? Am I talks too much drunk, or am I wobbly drunk?
You're been roofied drunk.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So you're really fucking out of it.
Okay. The second Quango gets back with the group, he's gonna put an arm over Kess, over Kess's shoulder and say, you know, I forgive you for I forgive you for the map. I know you. Well, I know you're working on yourself, but I forgive you. He puts his hand on his chest. I love you, Cass. I want you to know that.
I don't.
Someone loves you. Okay? Someone loves you. For you.
Kess is in a frozen shock, just staring at Maruna, and I assume Jordy, who's coming up, just.
Now help me to the car, because I'm wobbly.
Here,
I
can help with that too. Marina's gonna kind of go to the other side and try to take some of the weight off of Hess and just say,
Oh, Maruna. Oh, beloved
way home.
Maruna. You're amazing. Someone loves you too. Both
I've
of you. I want you both
never-
to know this.
I've
You're
never
loved.
wanted a video camera more than I do in this moment.
Thank you.
Um,
Maybe his
You're
sleep was onto
welcome.
something. After all.
Jordy, you ready? Let's be not here.
Yeah. Let's leave this set tight place. He looks up and probably without any sort of hidden anything, he's glaring at Quangle as he goes to walk out.
Quangle, you don't notice.
Quayle's having a great time.
I would say you feel very relaxed. You feel very calm. Ironically, as a vampire, a lot of like the more negative effects of the intoxication you've had aren't felt as much, such as you don't get sleepy, you don't really have any form of paralysis because your body doesn't work in the same way, and you don't really have the same nausea effect either. But you are kind of disorientated and you feel almost sedated. Things that's hard to focus.
Jordy, you should have worn different shoes tonight. I'll always tell you about your shoes. That's why you couldn't get in.
There are so many things. Car.
Yeah,
Just
let's just get you back to the
car.
chantry. I'm glad we all had a good night.
I have to go somewhere else, so I don't know what the plan is. Get in the car with Jordy.
I'll go
Please.
with you, Cass. Like I said.
Yeah.
What do you
everybody-
mean?
I am very not just car, and I will explain in the car. And Cass just starts pulling Quangle, like dragging a very intoxicated Quangle to the van.
Marina like hoists up from his arm from the other side and kind of like does the like push while Cass does the pull. Just to get
Did
him out of
everyone
that
have a good
seat.
time?
Just unceremoniously kind of drop him in the car.
Ah.
Yeah, it was nice to get out for the night.
All right, once everyone's in the car, Jordy, I believe you're aware I'm very not well. I need more blood than that. And I have a way to get it. I just need to stop somewhere on the way back.
Where?
An apartment?
What's the address?
I give an address.
Yeah.
Do I know that part of town, Mark? Do I know what
Uh,
territory that's in?
You'd be in Tremere territory.
All right. By chance, when we were walking out, where is that bouncer?
He's standing at the front.
Okay. If he's still there at the front, then he won't.
I think Marina will probably tip the bouncer on the way out
He nods.
since
Thank you, ma'am.
Quangle probably, of course, Quangle had the tip already, but is too out of it to remember to give it to him.
Yo.
Maruna, make sure you tip the man.
Got it.
What are
Thanks,
the
Mark.
odds?
There.
What are the odds that we drive past someone who's walking like alone, Mark?
Roll me a d10. Tell me high or low.
Low.
Oh, you do. Someone who's just kind of walking through in a hoodie.
How bad is the beast right now, Mark?
Pretty bad. It wants to eat, and it hates being denied. You are verging on starved.
This is either gonna go really bad. Well, it's just gonna go really bad. But as we're driving, as Jordy's driving, he looks around. He looks in the rear view. He looks around the area. Any witnesses?
No.
Any visible
No
witnesses?
witnesses. Not that you can see.
He reaches out his hand out the window. Theft of Vitae.
All right then. Make the roll.
Is this in full view of everybody?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's why I asked how bad the beast was.
Lisa's hungry.
Jordy.
Botches the life for this.
I believe this is willpower, like everything thaumaturgy. Let me just make
Yes.
sure.
And difficulty is based on the level. 3 plus the level.
3 plus level, so 6.
Yep. Three successes. I believe that's 3 points of blood. If I'm right.
I'm just looking right now to see how much. Remember how many blood points a caster transfers? Yep.
Right then. You watch as Jordy holds out his hand, and as he does, you watch as the man who's walking down the street collapses onto the ground as there is a rush of blood that flows through the air and goes right towards Jordy. You watch as it goes to almost hit him before it stops and swirls around his body before slowly dissipating as it ingested into his body magically. You see the body is on the ground and blood is slowly starting to leak out around him.
Is he still driving, or did we stop for that?
He's still driving.
And you begin
Cass
to
reaches
drive
for the
on.
wheel.
He's still driving. Yeah.
Make a
Okay.
you guys make a strength drive.
Yeah, let's go. I am not pulling the wheel. He's like threatening to do it, if that makes sense.
Well, Jordy doesn't stop.
Are you
That man-
absolutely insane? Stop the damn car, because now we have to deal with that.
That man needs medical attention.
He looks at you all and he says, "He's kind and there were no witnesses. Let's move on."
His blood is magically gone. What are kind doctors going to say about that?
He's bleeding on the ground.
From what?
From falling, presumably.
Jordy, that's not how that works.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but there wouldn't be blood just from, like, it's a magical process of A to B. There wouldn't be blood drooling out of him as he hit the floor. That would have been from a fall.
Well,
yes?
I think it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it does do lethal damage, doesn't it? I think it's literally ripping the blood from the person, like it rips it from their skin.
I think it's I think it's literally a transference. So it's
Let me look this up.
like feeding any other. It's like any other feeding. It's very obvious visually. That's the negative to it. So if anyone saw it, they saw this friggin' thing happen.
Let me have a look.
But there's lethal. There's lethal from the general 3 points of blood being taken.
Sorry, my cat's yelling at me because I won't let him climb up my leg.
You
As a
jerk.
quick aside, can I make an intelligence medicine roll to answer Kess's question?
Sure. Intelligence medicine.
What would doctors say? Okay.
And I will let you know once I look at the ruling.
We're gonna say
How-
difficulty 6. Is that cool?
Yep.
How dare you, Jordy, be a vicious vampire? How in
Right?
this game?
Luck returns.
They're all 7s.
Yeah, creepy, isn't it?
What? You yelling at?
Mark, you can just rule. We don't have to worry about it. Like we can just rule.
Why don't you? Roll me an intelligence occult. This will be difficulty 8. Then we'll say if you get enough successes, there's no visible wounds. Otherwise, you were just a little too blasé with it.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 8.
Quango got 4 successes to answer the medical stuff.
Okay. Yeah, what you would imagine, Quangle, is that, though you don't have the same discipline that Geordie does, the Path of Blood, you would assume that unless a doctor was looking for signs of the supernatural, they're unlikely to find anything. It has to be someone that knows something weird is happening and is actively looking for it.
Don't worry, Cass. As long as no one knows that this person came across a kindred or a creature of the night, as it were, they won't find anything. Once again, Geordie will go unpunished for his misdeeds.
If there's like an awkward silence and no one's doing anything, Jordy's still just driving to where Kess said he needs to go.
Kess just stays silent. He's just staring straight ahead.
Is everyone having a good time?
No, Dr. Quango, we are not having a good time.
Yes, ran into your friend there, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
do
Serpent
elaborate.
tattoo. Perhaps you recognize him as a follower of Set.
Mark, do I know any followers of Set?
Again, intelligence. Yeah, make an intelligence roll, but at 2 less dice, and this will be at difficulty 7.
Difficulty 7, and there's no second thing, so I think okay. How do I remove dice from it?
Modifier, I think.
Modifier, you would put minus and then the number.
Yeah, -2.
Okay.
So instead of putting like 1 or whatever, you would put -2.
Difficulty 7. Yeah. Luck of the Quangle.
There you go. You don't know anything particularly about Setites, but you've owed people things in the past. Someone having a serpent tattoo does seem to ring a bell. But you've had a lot of debtors in the past, so it's hard to remember all of them.
Jordy, you have to know. I've owed a lot of people a lot of different things. You have to be more specific. I don't know any setites in particular. A serpent tattoo is familiar, I suppose.
You should stop owing Setites things as a general rule of thumb.
I'm working on it, Jordy. Believe me, I'm working on it. It's so hard.
So, dear Regent, you're going to clue anybody else in on what you're talking about.
Followers of Set. They create nests. The manipulators.
How did we end up on the topic of Set?
They were there.
Okay, where?
Upstairs. It was their nest, their place, in our territory.
Fun. Okay. Not our worst problem, but an annoying one.
Add it to the list.
At the bottom. They're not doing anything bad. For now.
If we take care of it, that would be taking care of one of my many debts. Putting that out there.
What would it take to take care of it?
I'm assuming
More time
you're
than we
structured.
have.
Problem for another day then.
When does the phone call or the phone start ringing?
Yeah, it's the phone.
Probably about now.
I'll
Ignore.
answer the phone.
Uh,
I
Yeah.
answer the phone.
Because Maruna, as soon as it starts ringing, looks at Kess with like a
Hello.
See, his voice seems a little shaky. Hello. I thank you for answering the phone. Kes. So Tremere. First, are you safe? Is everything okay?
Yeah, we're almost done feeding. We're making a stop for me. Then we're coming back.
Okay, good. Please be expedient in your the rest of your trips. I've discovered something quite important, and well, I'll tell you all when you get here. But it is very important, and we need to have a meeting. Like,
What did you find?
So, you know how we are Clan Tremere?
Yes, Hasib, I'm, very aware that we're Clan Tremere.
Well, yes. Obviously, right. I may have completed the ritual to open the Regent's safeguarded chest, and since you were all out, I don't know when you would be back. Decided we may need to study what is inside. I might as well get started immediately.
So you opened it without us there.
That is what happened. Yes. Don't worry. I made all the precautions, and I had the book with me. Very supportive. Garot. So I found something inside that seems, at least on the surface, dates back to Tremere.
Okay. Hasib, don't touch anything.
Oh,
Leave it.
I
What
will.
did you do? I'd like to point out that everyone in the car is hearing the progression of this downfall.
We only hear
You
Kess's
only hear
side,
my
though.
side of it.
Yeah,
Which
when-
is the best part. You can hear him progressively getting like, well, don't touch. Oh.
When Cass says, "What did you do?" That's at the point at which Marina leans in and says, "What's going on? Is everything okay?"
Let's see, what did
Tell
you do?
Hasib he's loved.
He needs it. I will not touch anything anymore. But I did investigate, which is how I know that there is very important documentation of the mystical sort that we need to address.
Okay. Stop touching things. Just wait at the door for a second. Or wait in the parlor or something. Just don't touch anything.
Oh, okay. I will make sure that I don't touch it and that no one else touches it.
Yeah, actually, just keep an eye on it. Just don't touch it.
Don't worry. Michael is there safeguarding the chest right now. We didn't have a phone in the
Great,
library.
Michael's with it. All right. That's fine. I need to go feed, so I'm going to either call you back or see you at the chantry. But no more touching.
No more touching. Yes. Of course. Please be safe. I hope you get back soon.
Okay. And he's gonna hang up the phone. Hasib opened the box.
Excellent.
What did?
He also touched what was inside the box.
Which was?
Something to do with Tremere, like actual Tremere. I told him to stop touching things and to wait until we got back.
So we know what's in the box.
No, not entirely, but we're not known for making things particularly safe. To just reach out and grab what's in a very locked box. So he's gonna leave it alone for a minute while I feed and figure out everything else. So I'm gonna feed and we're gonna go straight home. Sound good to everybody?
Be quick.
That was
I
implied.
approve.
And also, you don't get to talk to me about feeding for a very long time.
Also, a clarification. When Jordan used that power, it just caused the blood to essentially stream out of the victim. It does not leave a wound. I believe it would just like probably come out of their nose or something. So it just looks like they had like a really bad nosebleed.
That's horrifying.
Yeah. It says blood literally streams out in a physical torrent from the subject to the kindred.
Great. Yeah, Kess is gonna be silent until we get to the apartment.
Alright. You would all arrive at the apartment.
Kess grabs his phone. Just stay in the car, please.
Okay.
And he's gonna go upstairs.
Alright. With that, you all are left without Kess. At this point, Quangle, you're beginning to come down as the blood is being processed through your undead heart. And the poison you have been settled with has begun to fade. You become yourself once more.
Quangle visibly straightens himself up, straightens his tie, and reconfigures his clothes. Well, this was an interesting night.
Yeah. Are you guys well enough fed?
Oh, yes, yes.
Adequate.
All right. Is there anything else we need to do while we're out?
We don't have time for other errands right now. Not with that box being opened. And it's getting late.
Right.
We should consider securing the contents of the box in one of our rooms, more than likely yours, Regent, throughout the day, just in case any of our enemies send agents to come and get it. They may not know about it, but we can't just leave it in the library underneath the counter anymore.
Not when it's
Right.
unlocked. Ah.
How messed up with 3? Okay, I don't know how. 1. So that means 1 person, right? Am I wrong? I might be wrong.
I
I'm
think
very
it's
frequently wrong.
you get 1 blood point, I think.
Oh,
Because I think it's like a
no.
pool instead of. I mean, it might have multiple people.
I gotta do 3. That's fine. That's okay. No, I'm okay. I take 3. Okay.
While in the car at least 5 or 6 times, Jordy is irritably impatient and saying, "Where's Kess now? Thought this was going to be quick."
Cass will come out looking a little generally better. He still looks kind of beat like he's been in a fight. He clearly hasn't healed anything long term yet, but he looks a little bit better. And he gets in the car without saying anything.
Jordy, Kess is here.
Thank you, Doctor. An obvious note.
So hard to please, Quangle says under his breath.
All right.
Um,
Once
As
Kess
they-
is inside, he'll kick into gear and drive immediately. Probably before Kess has his belt on.
as they drive, Marina will kind of lean over to Kessa and just quietly say, "You look a little better. You feel a little better?"
I'm going to look worse again soon. I'm going to I have to heal the wounds that I got the other night.
Let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
Not unless you can heal them without making me hungry, which, you know, I think anyone can do.
You have options.
With all due respect, Dr. Quangle, you are never touching me at all, if that is the type of healing you're doing.
Some people have no appreciation for the higher arts.
You were using someone else's skin to fix my skin. I am good.
Do you have the skin
He was going
already?
to use a ghoul.
That's what they're for.
Dr. Quangle.
No.
Ghouls are people, Dr. Quangle.
Yes, I fully acknowledge that they are people. However, there's a certain hierarchy, and they fit within that structure of if we need flesh, the option is on the table. On the table.
I don't think we should just be taking flesh from ghouls. That seems wrong.
I express that I have not taken flesh from ghouls. I'm just leaving the option out there. If we don't want to employ it, that is fine. It's fine. I just wanted everyone to be aware of the option.
I'm good without that option, thank you.
No worries.
Not unless they volunteer it.
That's called compromise, everyone. That's compromise. It's healthy.
Willingly too, not
Yeah, of course.
not
I'm
under
not your
dominate or not.
I don't walk around and dominate people. I merely suggest, insinuate.
Hess lights a cigarette.
I think with that, we watch as you all drive off and make your way back to the chantry. As you open up the doors, you see Hasib waiting there with Michael at his side.
Oh, you're back. Finally. Welcome back. I have and in his arms, I would say, or sitting off to the side of the hallway is the box. It's closed. I have unlocked. Finally the chest. The ritual is complete, and there are treasures. You could say.
Be specific.
Perhaps I should I could show you. Let's take this into the somewhere. Perhaps the library.
Yes.
And
The library will work fine.
Hasib will heft the chest gently, though he is strength 1 twig boy. But he is excited, but a little nervous. As we get into the library, he'll set it down, make sure to sign the library book once again, and he'll turn to the group. So, we need to be very careful. It seems the document inside, and he slowly opens up the chest. It is within this scroll casing, a very old scroll casing, and inside there is indeed a scroll. It is very fragile. Um,
Did you look at the scroll?
I did look at it. Very carefully. Here, maybe. Let me think. Wait, let's do this. And Hasib, he'll gesture with the hand. He's pretty much mastered this path almost. Movement of the mind, and he is going to activate it to uncork the scroll casing and bring out the scroll without touching it physically. And he will spend a blood and activate it. Let's see. I guess just a willpower level 1 to lift this thing.
Yeah, it's not that heavy. Music, movement of the mind. You rolled a 10, so Botch is not live. That's 5 successes.
Oh, 5, perfect. He doesn't have to really concentrate it on it. He got it for the scene. So, he'll gently, even if as he levitates it in the air, will gently open it and unfurl the ritual scroll, and on its Hasib will kind of read it out, seeing as he already read it and pretty much memorized it. But so pretty much the details that Mark said before, but he'll accentuate by saying, "Vitae ex nihilo." It's you know, life from nothing, and there's as you read through, you probably see this is a ritual. It requires quite a lot. Something about consuming divinity, the seed of Eden, and well, it's signed down at the bottom. See right there, by well, Tremere.
This is it. This has to be it.
How sure are we? Because I don't know why we would keep the ritual created by Tremere in a random chantry so far from Vienna.
Only the regent would know that, as it was his.
Perhaps there are multiple. You know, you can write these things if you are so powerful enough. Maybe Tremere, I mean, clearly Tremere was powerful and could create multiple copies.
That's true.
This kills someone at the end of it.
It does say a vessel. Is that what you mean? I wasn't too sure how to interpret some of this.
I mean, a vessel could be anything, but usually with us, it's someone.
Death from life, right? Or life from death?
Life from nothing, I believe, is the Latin translation. But it does say something about consuming divinity and the seed from Eden. I mean, we've talked and discussed about the seed before, but this one is talking about one from Eden.
Seed of Eden and the last daughter of Eve. It seems like it all fits together somehow. Doesn't it?
Somehow.
Wait, a
This-
daughter? A daughter of Eve is like a... would that be considered a seed?
Maybe
Or is
a
it the
vessel.
museum thing? Oh.
I believe the museum thing refers to the seed, and the Daughter of Eve could be the vessel, or a potential vessel. It's not specific on what the vessel could be. It must be powerful enough, I would assume. We wouldn't, you know. Also, I count 5 of us here, including the quartermaster. That would be 6. So we need another person to complete the ritual.
We have one other Tremere in the city.
Yeah, well, then we have a perfect number. We go and bequeath, request the presence of our dear executioner to complete the ritual.
How far
Um,
did? How
However,
far is Philomena again?
Vienna.
Right.
I'm not sure how much progress my sire has made so far, but she has many ways of travel, so it could already be a fair distance.
the ritual implies that the vessel will be killed. I understand that there is some apprehension to going down such a path. And I just want to make sure that we're aware of what we may be doing.
This ritual. This is to restore our power.
To keep us alive. Or whatever we are.
What role would it be to interpret the ritual if that's what it's for? 'Cause I don't think we necessarily know that.
No, we do not.
Intelligence occult. Oh, so what was the question again?
I want to determine if the ritual is to restore if the ritual can be used to restore the pyramid or create a new one. Like, what is the purpose of this
Intelligence
ritual,
occult.
essentially? Yes.
Can I
Difficulty
also roll
8.
that?
Difficulty 8.
Ooh. Oh no, that's not what I want.
Yeah, can we all kind of roll that as we're
You
looking
can
at it?
roll it, yeah. Go ahead. 4 successes, because it's not a supernatural roll.
And I think Hasib's specialty in occult might actually apply. He has a specialty of rituals.
Yes, it would in this case. Right. Anyone else want to roll who hasn't?
What's the roll again?
Intelligence occult difficulty 8.
Yeah, let's do it.
One success. No statistics. Alright. So, well, all of you put together some ideas as you're kind of brainstorming. Kess and Hasib, you begin to kind of look into it, and from the best you guys can tell, it seems like it does have the power to restore what has been broken, or at least strengthen it so that it doesn't completely shatter. It could potentially be used to build an entirely new pyramid, an entirely new bloodline, to completely restructure the vampiric blood to create something entirely new. The only problem is, you don't think you have the power to do so. This ritual was originally used by true magus, those that have the ability to warp reality itself. You don't have that power. So probably the best you could do is restore what has been broken, rather than create something new. But it is possible. You just don't think you have the power at the moment.
Well, it seems like it can rebuild the pyramid. If we had more ability and strength of mastery of magic, I don't think we have enough time, but it could do more. But we may have to resort just to rebuilding with this.
There's also another thing. It will determine what is the spirit that takes the vessel, as that will be the one that actually defines the power and what is done with it. You need a powerful spirit to harness it. You surmise in the original ritual, that spirit was the spirit of Tremere.
I am no expert in spirits and those kinds of things, other than the what the books tell. But we are going to require a very powerful one for this to be completed in any fashion.
What do you mean, powerful spirit?
I am assuming, there are beings that exist in many forms, that are spirits, spirits of the land, spirits of different aspects. I think we have a few books about some of them here. I see books around, but oftentimes those like us or magicians, they use spirits and bind them so that you can harness their power in a controlled way, at least the way you wish to control.
Franco's gonna look at Maruna. He's just gonna look.
What is it?
It's just curious. We need a powerful spirit in a vessel. And in the same time frame, there's mention of a daughter of Eve. And we have no other leads on powerful physical beings. This is an assumption, but
Has anyone else ever heard that term? Perhaps we could search the library. If there's any other information about the significance of that, the last daughter of Eve, specifically, was what they said.
We
That
can look into it.
Is our only hope.
Hasib takes like a step or two back, and he opens the nameless book, and he's gonna just prick the edge of his thumb and kind of press it onto a page, and kind of whisper to the book, Do you know anything about the daughter of Eve?
Roll willpower, difficulty 7.
Willpower.
Cass will look at Jordy. Do you want me to contact Caius and have him come here to see what he knows.
Not yet.
Your
Alright.
blood spills onto the book, and it begins to form into letters as a section of the book appears, marked "The Last Daughter of Eve." Specifically, it describes a belief among those who hold the view that it says of the Nodists.
Back in the scroll case, or is it?
The actual ritual would still be in the scroll case, I imagine. I think you put it back. Oh wait, no, you have it out, so you can put it back in the scroll case if you want. But you see that it is written where it talks about the last daughter of Eve. It speaks of her being a important figure in the end times. That it is a mortal woman who is identified by what is a moon-shaped birthmark. Or rather, it simply just says the mark of the moon. But it does note that some interpretations of this believe it to be a moon-shaped birthmark. However, the actual idea...
Hasib, please return.
Sorry. The actual information on the last daughter of Eve is kind of loose. It's more of like a possibility, a description of what some groups believe will appear. There are some talks of her being the judge for all of vampire kind. Others talk of her being the one that will protect them from Cain's wrath. It's very unclear. Go ahead, Jordy.
Hasib, can you return the scroll case to the chest, please?
Of course, of course. And he will levitate it back into the casing after rolling it up gently, and it'll float off back to the chest.
Once it's in the chest, Jordy's gonna stand up, take the chest, go to the door, and he's gonna think about the place where he found the chest to begin with, and return it there.
As Jordy leaves, I'm assuming the room, he kind of looks around. Should we have extra security on that box? I feel like it needs it. I feel like that is an important document.
We could always have Michael watch it.
Out of character, Jordy doesn't have to leave. I was just waiting to see if Mark does that. It's a secret room, and in my understanding is he wasn't even big enough for him to step inside. So literally, when he goes to open the door, there's like a closet type area, right? So he's still here. I just thought I'd add that.
Well, Asib still says the same thing, and I suppose, and says, if we need, I think I can place a ward, a protection on the box. It should keep away kindred.
They won't be able to access this area unless they're the regent of the chantry.
It's handy.
The so I spoke to Gorat and they said a few things on the daughter of Eve.
What is it?
It seems they are quite the figure of legend, the daughter of Eve, supposedly appearing in the end times. Are we in the end times? I'm not sure, but uh, something about a half moon symbology, or
Go
a
on.
birthmark. Oh, what?
A birthmark of a half moon?
Yes, yes. This, I mean, it's possible this is the markings of the one who is the daughter of Eve, but it's it's mostly legends and tales passed down, nothing very concrete. But it said they are this daughter of Eve could even be quite influential in the end times as far as our kind goes. Some say that they are a judge of our kind. Some say a protector of our kind against the reckoning of our progenitor, our first, the first kindred, I think.
If this is all true, then the question becomes, do we want to consume such an important figure just to save ourselves at potentially the expense of all kindred kind?
If we don't do it, someone else will.
Or maybe there's some other way. If she's the answer somehow. Maybe we'll know more when we find her.
Maybe I could look into a slight alteration of the ritual. And Hasib gets a smile on his face as he thinks about how one might alter a ritual. He gets very excited when it comes to the minutia of rituals.
Right. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made, but they shouldn't be made lightly.
I'm just ensuring that we understand what we may potentially be undertaking.
Do we have a choice? Doesn't sound like we do.
I
We
don't know yet.
always have a choice. Always.
It's the prisoner's dilemma, though. If we don't do this, someone else will.
Namely, the Sabat.
Oh,
That's the
That
thing
her-
about the prisoner's dilemma. It only fails if everyone assumes someone else was going to do it.
Oh, the Sabat will do it. They did tell us they were going to.
Not if we can keep her safe.
For how long?
I don't know.
Let's start by retrieving her. Doesn't make sense to consider once we have her, we can discuss what's to be done. Until then, we have neither her nor the seed. We seem to be lacking in key components right now. And we have to decide who the seventh will be.
And when we do find her, someone needs to stop me.
Stop you?
Yes, dear Maruna is compromised, as she said in our earlier meeting. Don't worry, Marina. I've been mulling things over. I'll be able to stop you.
I have a dungeon. No offense. You or her, really.
Fine. Whatever it takes.
I still need to check the ShrekNet, the internets. He gives a glance towards Jordy. If there are other clans or people getting desperate, say this is happening more widespread, we may have many looking into these kinds of things, and this knowledge of the occult is not solely ours. We may have competition when it comes to this.
Best not to attract more vultures to the carcass of such a fine carcass that we found, to use an animal kingdom analogy. We don't want scavengers.
Do we know yet whether or not it's just our blood, just the Tremere?
No, I don't believe so.
Before the night's out, I will go and see if anyone else is saying anything, but I don't think we have any evidence so far, other than ourselves.
This is a lot to consider, but I believe we should consider more immediate issues. The night is turning slowly to day, and we must sleep soon. Tomorrow evening. Oh, sorry.
Just one quick thing for
Tomorrow.
you, Jordy. What you know of the end times in kindred mythology is that it is an event that is known by most as Gehenna. There are thousands upon thousands of signs of Gehenna, and they have been chronicled from the medieval age to the modern age. They said Gehenna was going to happen 800 years ago. It still hasn't.
We need to make a good list. And he looks to Asib. And tomorrow we need to research Gehenna.
I have paper right now. I can make many lists. But Gehenna, what kind of list?
It's a mythology. Some believe it's the end times for us, kindred, perhaps for everyone. We need to know what the signs are, what the obsession is, what the theorists believe.
I can do my best. Perhaps we could have some in the library doing research, and I could see if others are online. If they are talking about Gehenna, maybe people are trading stories all around. Everyone likes to talk on the forums.
Indeed.
I can research my routes too.
And I'll research mine.
If there are signs, we aren't likely the only ones that see them.
Well,
You think?
the way for it
Go ahead,
appears
go
the
ahead.
way forward is. Oh, sorry. It appears the way forward is clear.
I agree. I do have one concern. However, the Elysium that is coming up in a few nights. Do we have a? Are we going to that? Especially with all that's going on.
Jordy, did you pick a representative for that?
Which day is the Elysium? Is it Friday
Thursday.
or Thursday?
Thursday.
Oh.
I can't
I will
remember
say,
if we.
You
out of
guys are
character.
currently without a permission.
Yeah, you were in between Caius and Quengle, and you were waiting to make a decision.
But not on Primogen, on sending a representative, right? Or did
I
we
think you
agree
were
to a
sending a
Primogen?
representative as Primogen, if I remember correctly.
It's up to you how you want to do it, but they will be expecting a Tremere permission to show up. In fact, it will be heavily looked down upon if a Tremere permission does not. It'd be seen as an insult to the prince themselves.
If we send a Primogen, then we're admitting that our previous one is gone. If we send a representative, then it means our Primogen is elsewhere.
That doesn't look good for us.
Neither does.
We're gonna have to find out eventually, aren't they?
I assume
are-
most of them already know.
We are members of the Camarilla in good standing. It is our duty to inform them when ready that we have had a restructuring in our hierarchy.
Then we need to choose a new head of the clan for the city.
Technically, Geordie, you would already fulfill that role as the regent. What you're looking for is
That makes me
basically the ambassador.
Okay,
The
so Regent's
Primogen
higher
isn't-
than Primogen?
Yeah, the Primogen isn't necessarily the person in charge of the clan. They're the one that has been given the position to be the voice for the clan on the council.
Interesting.
I believe that Jordy and I should go to the Elysium, and Maruna, Kess, and Hasib should go to the museum.
And
I cannot go to the museum because I am compromised.
you want us to go to the talk that your wife is doing?
Yes. I have the sneaking suspicion that things will get hairy. If things get hairy, I would assume you all would go to take the seed, or if it's there. I cannot trust myself to not act in the interest of my previous relationship. So, I do not need to go. It's what's best for the clan.
We would need a very magnificent and trackless plan if we are going to actually steal the seed from
Yeah, we're
the
talking
Toreador.
about a historical artifact being stolen out of a museum, just generally, and then add the fact that it's in the heart of Toreador territory.
That was
I don't-
always the goal.
It I don't know how realistic it is.
How about Hasib thinks for a second. How about perhaps it's time that we reach out to what could be an ally, one who, if it is true that many signs are being seen by all the clans, people are probably trying to join forces to prevent the coming of Gehenna or whatever. I know, and perhaps others may know. If we need a heist, we need the best people who sneak and can hide and can steal. The clan, there's one clan that can do the best at hiding.
I could trade favors.
Do you have any favors left to trade?
Oh no, they'll tell me what they want.
I
For
said
me.
And if the
I
ritual
can-
is successful, we will rise more powerful than we were ever before.
And they may want to ride those coattails, you know. The Nosferatu trade, the clans might be all for themselves, but well, you want powerful allies, right?
Yes.
It depends on whether or not everyone takes this risk seriously. We have a direct impact. That puts us at a disadvantage.
It's a race to who gets to it faster. We can leverage that.
We have to make them take it seriously.
Us or the Sabbat. Which evil do they choose?
I think we remove the Sabbat by slipping word perhaps to the Toreador that Sabbat have murdered their good friends at the museum, and perhaps the Toreador can use all of their favors that they have accumulated in the ousting of the Sabbat for this offense.
So we need to set up a series of meetings and have a series of conversations.
They could be done at Elysium. We play it right. All the major figures will be there.
Okay, that means we can't get the seed on Thursday night. We can go to the talk and find out more about it, but we can't get it because the deals would be being made by you two and Elysium at the same time.
Not unless it's taken.
Oh, taken perhaps by the Sabbat. And Hasib smiles and gives a very obvious wink. But it's not the Sabbat. It is us who took it, or our allies. You know.
I think we got
Right.
what you meant, Hasib, but thank you for
Okay.
clarifying.
Is there anything in the
Hello?
way of rituals that could help us move something from there to here?
I could try to get what your sire used.
The mirror?
Is that
The mirror.
safe?
Probably not, but really, I don't think we're doing anything safe at this point.
This is just an offer, but with enough time tomorrow, I could give you all disguises, make you all look different.
You're not touching me with that. No.
What
Not if
kind
you
of disguises?
No, Hasib, he's talking about actually changing your face, I think, and I don't.
Dear Hasib, you can look however you want.
No,
Oh.
stop. No. stop trying to pull him into it when he doesn't understand.
Not at the expense of a ghoul. I'm just slight alterations. Freckles.
You're
Change an eye
not
color.
changing anyone's face for fun.
For fun, no. For science.
That's worse. Gas puts himself between Quangle and Hasib.
Hasib has already taken a step closer, like intrigued.
You're not being blocked by a skinny 6 foot something man.
Marina's gonna
It's
just
all
put
voluntary.
a hand on
it's all-
Hasib's shoulder. It's definitely something you should really think about before making any decisions. Okay.
Disguise is. I mean, we're going to
Yes.
need a disguise.
He's not talking about a disguise like a put on disguise. He's talking about like a flesh.
A ritual.
A ritual,
see.
yes.
No.
I have
Oh, a
magazines.
Well, we
Yes.
use lots of
I-
rituals here all the time.
Can I roll to know what this is? Because I feel like Cass gets the vibe that it's not right. Can I roll a thing?
Sure. Intelligence occult, difficulty 9.
9?
Mark, I would assume I have a People magazine with pictures of celebrities. Can I grab that?
Oh
This
my
is-
god, I'm still blocking you from him.
So this is John Travolta. I can give you his chin. You know, I could do that. This is
That
Nicolas
chin-
Cage.
Wow, that chin is amazing.
Yes, look at it.
He's successful.
Leonardo DiCaprio. He's doing very
2
well. Robert Downey Jr. even.
successes. It couldn't be. It couldn't be flesh crafting, right? Because that's not something Tremere can do, right? Or is
Yeah,
it?
but we can.
Like he's made it very clear that he can't.
Yeah,
do
he's not
that.
exactly hiding it very well.
Again, you would need to see it in action to truly know what it is.
Hasib, the answer is no. Sit down.
Wait, but a ritual.
Oh, but
I'm
Jordy
not
can
so sure it is
devour
a
the-
ritual.
Jordy could devour the vitae of an innocent passerby, but no one wants me to employ
I'm
my
not
science.
happy about that either. Everybody's doing things that are absolutely insane, but I'm just going with it.
Wait,
This
wait,
is
what?
ridiculous.
What do you mean, not a ritual?
I'm not sure it's a ritual.
I assume maybe as obfuscate the abilities of
No.
you can change appearance through that, I believe.
Oh no, my sciences go much deeper than obfuscate.
He's talking about actually changing your flesh.
Like magic surgery.
Tell me, doctor, if you will, is that a ritual or is that something else innate that you have?
Well, since we're past lies, it is something innate that I could do. And then I applied some study, things along those lines.
How did you learn it?
Out of character. Mark, that's a good question. Would this be something that I would have exchanged one of my many debts for, or
Nope. It's
trial and
ability
error?
you just developed. You don't know how and you don't know why. Your blood just allowed you to do it. You decided not
That's
to ask about
scary.
it because when you mentioned it to your sire, he basically said, "Shut the fuck up and don't tell anyone," before he left and never saw you again.
Well, we're past lies, and they're asking the direct question. So, interestingly enough, this is something that I'm able to do. Maybe my past life as a surgeon allows me certain abilities, but a bit of study and knowledge goes a long way.
You're not changing his face.
How is it permanent? I mean, is it
Yeah.
temporary?
Well, I assumed he could put
No.
it back, but he's actually choosing.
No, it's not.
He's-
It's not permanent. I can change it and then change it back. As easy as this, he snaps his fingers.
You would also know that your abilities aren't permanent on vampires. Once they
Yes.
go into torpor and then wake up, they essentially become what they were originally. They can also heal it as if it were damage.
Yeah. And when you wake up, you'll be normal Hasib once again.
That sounds like a pretty good disguise to me. I don't know.
Jordy,
Think on it.
Regent, help, please.
So, out of character, I just want to explain that I failed
Yeah.
vicissitude knowledge, and no one said anything that would give warning. So Jordy simply says, "Why are we leaving anything off the table at this point? If we have abilities, we need to use them."
My only wish is to be an asset to the clan.
I don't think anything should be off the table. We should be open, but it's just a matter of making sure that people understand what they are doing, what they're getting themselves into, and no one's being tricked or their
Marina,
naivety
that hurts.
being taken advantage of.
Marina, are you implying that I'm taking advantage of Hasib?
Not on purpose.
I've been nothing but honest with all of you. The change will occur to my specifications, and then when he awakes, he'll be Hasib again. I don't. What have I done to any of you to deserve this?
I don't doubt your intentions, Doctor. I think this is a complicated situation, and when it comes to things like this, the consequences are. I don't claim to know as much about the science as you do, but I do know that it's different than other forms of magic, and Hasib should understand that too before he agrees to anything, that's all.
Yes, well, I'll do a consultation with Hasib. If you don't doubt my intentions, then please don't doubt my skills.
We are in a desperate way, and if this would help in the operation of, the museum, then I will do it if we are on the team. I mean, I probably am a good person to go. Well, actually, they may know who I am. But I can levitate things from a distance. It might help when extricating the seed.
I need to
But-
take a walk.
They won't know who I am if my face is changed, however.
I'm going to take a walk. And Cass leaves the room.
Do we have anything further to discuss here?
I don't understand everyone's apprehension to this, considering all the miserable things everyone is doing.
I can certainly explain mine. I don't oppose to the methods inherently. I only know that people deserve to understand the full picture before they make permanent decisions. So, have your consultation. But See, think about it and don't. If you want to help, that's fine, but understand. Ask all your questions. I know you have them. You always have them, 1,000 of them. Just ask them all before you do something like this.
Mark, is there some type of pride role for this system?
Self-control.
Okay.
Self-control.
Difficulty 6. Would you say the difficulty is 6 then, or?
How hungry are you?
Well, I'm fully fed, so I'm not hungry.
Okay. In that case, let's say
Because my thoughts are, if he has the self-control, he won't just rescind his offer, as his pride has been wounded as a professional.
let's say
So,
difficulty
but if
6. Let's do standard diff.
Okay. 'Cause
It's a
you
mix of
guys are
your
wild.
pride and anger at being like essentially insulted because you're a professional surgeon. You did like 10 years of medical school to do this shit.
How is that your like?
However,
Is that-
okay.
Is that the like kind of? How obvious is it that that's what you're, I guess, thinking? The like I'm a professional type of mindset, the surgeon type of mindset.
That's up to Triangle. However, I will note, you feel that kind of pride and anger still, but you realize the beast is trying to rise up and push you to do something bad. It wants you to lash out. It wants you to show them just how much of a professional you are by taking them apart. But you push the beast down. You are the master of yourself. The beast is not in control. Doesn't mean the anger's gone. It's not overwhelmed.
I think. Gotcha. I think you can see it on his face that he's getting quite angry, which anger isn't an emotion he expresses very often. But as quickly as you saw it, you just see Quangle calm himself, and kind of regain control.
To be clear, Dr. Quengle, I would be advising the same thing to Hasib if he were Klein and or undergoing a major surgery. It's no different than that.
Of course, there is no issue with considering all your options and whether or not you want to go through with any procedures. Hasib, this is 100% your choice, and if you have any questions, I will answer them.
I'm sure I will, and I appreciate the concern, Maruna. I do. I understand this might be very different from anything I may have experienced, but we're getting to the point where we will have to do many desperate things, many different things, especially, and I will do what I must for the clan.
If that's all, I'm going to take my leave for the evening. torpor well, everyone. And Quangle will leave.
We meet first thing tomorrow. And with that, Jordy's gonna stand up and walk out.
Maruna's gonna look at Hasib. I'm sorry if I came on too strong or anything. I know you can make your own decisions. I know you've... Sometimes when people want something, none of us are immune to our own biases. Not even doctors. So, people are bound to present an argument, a solution, and whatever light best frames that solution that they believe in. The same as you or I would do. When we're in desperate circumstances, sometimes we just need a little more time to consider things. I wasn't always afforded that time when I should have been, and I know you haven't been either. So, that's all.
I think I understand. I will think more on it. I should think more on it.
Whatever you decide, ultimately, I'll support you. I want you to know that.
I know that.
As long as it's your decision.
Hasib will nod slowly. He bites his lip as he thinks. It's best I check the forums before we sleep. But one last thing. Michael, and he like looks across the room to where Michael may be. Could you perhaps I know I saw you do this before, but are you able to feel around the chantry, the walls or whatnot? Are you able to tell where the box is that Jordy hid?
Places his hand onto the ground and focuses. No.
Oh, good. We have the Unbowed out there with abilities probably similar. So it's good. It can't be detected in that way.
He nods.
Well, good studying, Michael. We did good today. We have tomorrow to look forward to.
Yes. Michael will be of help.
Thank you, Michael.
He nods. Thank you. Or he turns and
Okay.
returns to his post.
And I think Maruna will, with that, head off. She'll say to Michael on her way out, you know, you can stop by my room anytime you need to rest, okay? My
He
door's always
smiles.
open.
You can hear the sound of cracking stone as he does. Thank you, Runa.
Thank you. And I think when she leaves, that she is gonna kind of look for Cass.
Alright. I imagine you find Kess off on his own.
He's in his room.
a knock on the door. I'm assuming I can tell that you because of the
Oh,
loud music.
there's music. Yeah, I was gonna say there's blasting music, cigarette smoke wafting from under the door. We're having a teenage angst fest over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
After a minute, the music will turn down. And the door will open enough, but he's leaning in the doorway. So you can't come in or see very far in.
Hey, I just wanted to check on you, and see if you wanted. If you wanted to talk. I don't know. Maybe that's stupid. I appreciate that you look out for people like Hasib. And I know everything's crazy right now, and I just, I don't know. Sorry. I can go if
No, you're fine. I was sick of talking in circles. Jordy's not going to listen. Quangle's going to do as he pleases. Hasib's going to walk himself into a certain death trap. It's fine.
I just want him to take the time he needs to. I don't want to doubt anyone here. I know we have to work together, but after today, you've been doing this a long time.
Doing what?
Existing in this world.
Existing is a very strong word for what I've been doing.
Then how would you describe it?
Hell.
I hear hell's better with company.
I don't think you and Hasib have been in hell. You seem like you are happy for the most part. Hasib's most certainly happy for the most part.
I try to keep it that way. But she kind of raises an eyebrow. I don't know what about me says happy, but I fear that perhaps I've done too thorough of a job convincing myself to convince other people to be hopeful.
I am hopeful we'll live. That's... Like it or not, the circumstances that we're in, I have very little sway over. So hoping we live is about what I've got.
It's interesting. I think to me, hope and living are one in the same. I hope because that's how I survive.
It's because you're a good person. You don't want to kill that girl. in order to get our power back, but I would absolutely kill that girl to get our power back.
You don't. Just because you would doesn't mean you want to, and just because I don't want to doesn't mean I wouldn't.
There are a great many things I want to do. But for right now, we're faced with hard decisions on what we have to do. We likely will have to kill her. We will have to follow Jordy's decisions. We will have to let Caius continue to run around. We will have to let Quangle change Hasib's face.
I think, sort of uncharacteristically for her, Maruna just like slams her fist against the wall.
I think Tess jumps. It's a very not expected reaction.
Yeah.
Just slamming a fist to the wall.
Seriously, what is your strength?
Yeah, what is your strength?
It's not particularly high, so
I
it's
think any
not,
of ours is. The bar is low.
Yeah, it's a
Bar is
there's a
low.
start, but the wall is fine.
Is it above a 1?
I think it might be it's a 1. It's a 1.
It's one.
It is a 1.
Okay.
But there is like a sound because you definitely put force behind it.
Yeah. So she just do we have to do anything? Do we really have to? Or are we choosing to? Because we're all too scared to make a better choice.
Cass puts his hands on her shoulders. There's no one saying you can't do that. But I'm asking you to stop trying to get me to hope, because me getting pissed off in that room was me getting pissed off because I hoped I had more sway. I hoped I would be free by now. I hoped there were a lot of things, and none of them actually happened. So I need you to let me exist the way I've existed, or else I'm going to end up punching someone. Tonight it would have been Quangle. 3 hours ago it would have been Jordy driving a car.
Sometimes people deserve to get punched. Sometimes anger has to be released. You have to let it out. You can't just hold it all inside all the time. That's what we all try to do, and it doesn't work. We're not meant to do that. So, whatever you have to do to get this out of you, do it. Get angry. It's better than feeling nothing.
I don't think he says anything. It's just silence.
She's gonna kind of look past him. your music. There's anger there. You turn it up so loud that everyone can hear it. That's an outlet. Maybe you need to punch a wall. No.
It would probably hurt me more than the wall.
Yeah, my hand kind of hurts, but it felt good anyway.
I'm still kind of broken. That's the rest of my night plans.
There.
I can't punch a lot of my problems. Because they punch back considerably harder. But I appreciate the sentiment.
So, that's why I don't care if you get angry at me. If you yell at
I'm
me,
not.
You can. It's better that you yell at someone than just sit in
I'm
your
not
room.
just going to start yelling at you because I'm mad about other things. That
It's
feels
not like that. It's
worse
not like that's
somehow.
never happened before. Guess.
I mean, I yelled at you because you did something stupid. That's why I yelled at you.
Maybe I need to do more stupid things.
You and Hasib follow stupid things like a magnet.
Yeah, but you can yell at us. You don't feel like you can yell at Jordy and Quangle.
I yell at Jordy. I just don't yell at Jordy in front of everybody. I've called Jordy some really choice things to his face.
Oh, I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah, I called him a petulant child. Besides the point.
Huh. Yeah, anyway.
I'm not going to start yelling at you just because I'm mad at things. Just don't make decisions that get you killed. That's what makes me yell at people, which is why I keep yelling at people.
All right.
But,
Then, heal up so you can punch a wall next time, I guess.
yeah.
And I still owe you. So, I haven't forgotten that.
What you owe me right now is just don't walk into random asylums and, walk off into the distance and get yourself killed. That's what I've got.
Right. What I was going to say was that I know you already have a lot of debt with the Nas. If there's anything I can do to help with that.
I do not have debt with the Nas. I am even.
I stand corrected.
So.
I know you
Don't
make a lot of deals
doubt
with the
my
Nas.
Don't doubt my profession. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You should go to bed. And I should heal this. And he just gestures generally to his body.
She just kind of nods. All right.
I'm gonna have
Alright.
to feed again tomorrow, which is the worst part of this, but we'll
Feel
deal
better.
with it. Yeah, working on
See
it.
you tomorrow night.
Okay. And he shuts the door and the music turns back up.
And Marina will go to her room, meditate on what has to be done with the last daughter of Eve.
I think with this, we're going to focus in for our last scene on Geordie. As you sit alone in your room, thinking about what
Can
has
I propose?
happened. Go ahead.
Can I propose him not in my room?
Sure, go ahead.
Actually, had a.
Where's Geordie?
I think he's going back to the basement, the same place where the chantry last spoke to him.
All right. We see he's in the room with the stone walls and the floating orb of energy that exists in the center.
He's gonna try and focus because it spoke to him the last time. And he didn't quite understand what it was saying.
Willpower, difficulty 4. Close your eyes and you focus. And you feel that tether connecting you to the chantry. You feel its presence like a weighted blanket around you. And then you hear this ethereal voice, distant, but focused towards you. You need help.
He looks frustrated. Is that a fucking question? Yes, I need help.
You need power. That voice rings through the air.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Power comes from sacrifice. Are you willing to make that choice?
If need be.
Reach. Out. And take.
I think he'll do so.
You reach out, and as you open your eyes, your hand is in contact with the orb once more. Yet this time it doesn't suck you in. Instead, it is imparting something to you. You feel its energies flowing forth. It's giving you a gift. A temporary gift. But it needs more if it can fuel you and the rest of your clan. It needs a sacrifice. Geordie, for the next 3 episodes, you do not need to roll for at the beginning to see if you retain your power. You simply retain it for the next 3 episodes.
Understood.
You also get an extra thing that I will talk to you about off camera.
One thing he'll ask or like try to sense is he's like,
Mm-hmm.
What kind of sacrifice?
You see flashes in your mind. You see an image of powerful kindred within the city. You see each of the Primogen. You also see Caius. And you also see Philomena. Power, power, power. 4, 4, 4. Power, power, power. It then fades into the distance as the connection to it dims. But now it is ever present.
I think with that, he just kind of stares at it for a minute. His mind contemplating all the potential options there. The Bruja that kicked him in the chest across the road. Caius. And if it need be, Philomena.
You would also see an image of something you hadn't seen, which is this large creature with many eyes on its body and multiple flesh-like arms. You would recognize this as a Zamitzi, but you do not recognize them by name. Actually, Maruna, did you ever describe the creature from your dream? You recognize it, the one that Maruna described.
As one of the...
One of the potential sacrifices. Yeah.
Right. I think with that, he'll not out of like any sort of panic, though. It probably is pretty disturbing to see. Actually, is there anything? Is like courage roll or something to see that?
A courage roll. This will be difficulty 6. Yeah, you feel this kind of terror in the beast within, but you can't tell if it's terrified of the creature you saw or potentially the deal you just made.
Interesting. Yeah, he'll break connection right away, I think.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of centers himself, closes his eyes, reopens them, straightens his posture, and turns on his heel and walks out.
I will say, Jordy, you do feel stronger. Something in your blood has strengthened. It feels good. Perhaps a bit of you worries that it might feel a little too good. But that's a question for another time. With that, we're going to end the session there as we end off the Tuesday to Wednesday night of this campaign. With that, to our lovely viewers, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'd like to start off by giving a few shout-outs and acknowledgements to people. Thank you to Blue Pointer for subscribing. Thank you to Commodore Z. Thank you very much for subscribing and joining the Vampire Club. And thank you to all the people who has followed us. Thank you, T-Madex, and thank you, Sam of Fireland? Thank you! Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have enjoyed your time here, and I hope you will join us next week as we continue on this interesting tale of the House of Tremere. Will they be able to return the clan to its greatness? Or are they destined to watch as the ruins of the pyramid continue to collapse around them, leaving them with nothing but piles of ash as their company? With that, let's do some lovely outros. We are going to start off with Bob. Why don't you give us your outro?
Hi everyone, I'm Taking Time Bob. I played Jordy, the slightly more empowered mid-level manager of the Clan Tremere right now. We do Pendragon on my server a lot, and Legend of the Five Rings with Ree and Mark on Saturdays, so please check us out. We play Pendragon 3 days a week, on Sundays, on Tuesdays, and on Fridays. Mark plays in the Sunday game. And,
That was the wrong one. Ignore that. I shouted out some random person. Mods, could you please shout out the correct Ticking Time Bob Gaming? Anyway, go ahead, Bob.
It's okay. Yeah, I think I covered everything. We have Cyber Bro as well, who plays as a regular on Tuesdays, and yeah, we tend to rotate in most of our friends through various games. So if you like what we do here, these channels are connected. The humans are connected. Yeah, that's all I got.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Bob. And up next, Emily, why don't you give us your outro?
Hi, I'm Emily. I played Kess, who is basically a disgruntled parent at this point. And I am also in one of Bob's games on Tuesdays when we do the magical fairy side of Pendragon. Highly recommend. It's a fun time. It's also very, very chaotic and occasionally very scary, at least in my opinion. So, highly recommend. It's a fun time.
Very nice. And up next, Ree, why don't you give us your outro?
Hey everyone, I'm Ree. I played Maruna tonight, who was for the first time in like 12 sessions not calm. 13 sessions, sorry. And that was a lot of fun. And I play, other than here, I play, like Bob mentioned, I play Legend of the Five Rings on Saturdays on his channel. I play on Mondays with Mortal Rolls, where we do Pathfinder 2nd Edition game. That's a lot of fun. And as of recently, I also stream on my own channel, where I work on art for various, mostly other streams, like this one and Mortal Rolls. So, yeah, come check that out if you like the art.
Thank you very much, and please do. It's a lovely channel, and as you can see, Ree does some lovely art. Look at the lovely stuff she's done for us. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
With that, up next, Zach, why don't you give us your outro?
Sure. Yeah, I've been Zach. I've also been Hasib, and who knows what face we'll have next time. We'll see if the advice or the warnings of his perhaps sister and then older sister, depending on how he views this family. I think he's got a couple siblings and family members, but I think I really enjoyed the slice of life of us seeing how the various clanmates feed at the El Dorado. It's a club that's definitely not a nest of vipers that we got lucky and didn't get eaten at. That was a lot of fun. I think we need to bring some, after all this is done, we need to bring back some drugs or something and have us a relaxation session where we just sort of hang out after, the end of the world or whatever.
Absolutely. We'll definitely put that on the schedule. And last but certainly not least, Cyberbro, can you give us your outro?
All right, I am Cyberbro. I played Dr. Quentin Quangold, and remember, you're loved.
Never forget. And I have been your storyteller, Mark, aka the CatsMeow, and this is my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I also have a YouTube channel, which you can find by doing !YouTube. Like that, on the Twitch, and it'll give you a link to the YouTube channel. I'll also have some other things set up that I forgot to set up this week, but will be set up for next week. But I hope you've enjoyed. Keep an eye out because I do have some new series. In fact, I will be announcing a new series next week, which will be an interim series, setting up to and set slightly before the season of Isle of Ragnarok, set on the Isle of Man. So I hope you're excited for what will come from that. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this lovely tale of the House of Tremere and the trials and tribulations they find themselves in. With that, I think we're going to raid out. So join us in giving some love to some other streamers. With that, I'm going to go us to the... actually, no, I'll just go straight into the raid. So why don't you guys do something entertaining?
Just silence.
Entertaining. Yeah.
Entertainment. Just immediate silence.
Ooh.
I don't know
Yeah.
how to do like the thumb magic trick, like
EDU
Yeah.
this.
Okay.
All right, then.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah.
with that, we wish you all a great night, and we hope that you are careful and avoid the pitfalls that our Tremere have found themselves within, such as be careful who you feed from, and be careful making deals with entities you do not truly understand. Good night.
Good night.